I think Jordan Davis is a really good player, number one, and he's a rare player, number two. Right? There's going to be an expression you're going to hear overused this weekend, and that's tools in the body. And if I use that expression to my wife tonight at dinner, she would have no idea what I'm talking about. But in football jargon, that's used all the time, right? So he's 6'6", 340. He can run, he can jump. It's the I have a Bill Parcells book behind me. It's the Bill Parcells theory. There's only so many people on this earth who can do those things. Go and get them. And I'm not as concerned with the lack of the pass rush. I'm part of it. I think, look, if he had 10 sacks last year, he'd be the number one pick in the draft. That's how good he is elsewhere and how promising he is. So I think he could be an option at 15, but also you might have to jump in front of Baltimore or Minnesota to get him. At 18, I don't think Jameson Williams is going to fall, but he'd be a great candidate for them. Chris Olave, I really like Treylon Burks from Arkansas, but I think there's going to be a good wide receiver there. And real quick, if you're looking for a defensive back there that fits the Eagles, I would say Dax Hill from Michigan. If they took Dax Hill at 18, I don't think that's a stretch. I think he's a day one plug-and-play player.
David Ojabo is an interesting case here because I thought maybe late first round, early second round type deal, but I'm seeing some people say he could go in the early 20s in this draft. Where do you think he eventually falls?
I would guess second round, unless a team wants to get, a fifth year on that contract. Although if he redshirts this year, he'll be a restricted free agent down the road anyways. And if he's as good as you think, you're going to want to sign him to an extension. Gotcha. I wouldn't mind that risk in the second round. I know there are Eagles fans that are probably scarred from the Sidney Jones experience.
Sure.
I can point to Landon Dickerson last year. I can point to other examples. Every injury is different. I get it. ACL is different than torn Achilles. An injury in March is different than an injury in December. Nonetheless, if you hit on that pick, you get a guy who would have been in the conversation at 15 2 months ago.
When you said Jordan Davis, I was throwing my hands up in a celebratory fashion for those people on the podcast because my audience knows that I really like Jordan Davis. But I was following you on Twitter, and as all people should do, and you had pointed out something that I was totally unaware of. Jordan Davis's mom is an Eagles fan?
Well, credit to E.J. Smith from the Inquirer there. He's out in Vegas, and I retweeted that. But that's what Jordan Davis said to the reporters today. So would be a good storyline there if they bring him in.
All the more welcome. All the more welcome in Philadelphia. When it comes to day two of this draft, when it comes to Friday and the second round picks, one of the needs I see the Eagles having right now is obviously the safety position, but it seems like they've addressed that more so through trade and free agency in the past than anything. Do you see them possibly going, though, to the secondary, especially the safety position, in the second round of this draft?
Yes, I think second or third round, right? I think both those rounds, there's some good players on the board. It depends when they go, but whether you're talking about Jaquan Brisker from Penn State, whether you're talking about Jalen Petrie from Baylor, in the third round, there's say Nick Cross from Maryland, J.T. Woods from Baylor. I don't have the list in front of me, but those are just some names that come to mind there. And if there's guys who fall, like I don't think Lewis Seen from Georgia falls, but if he falls to the second round, the Eagles could be aggressive trying to trade up because he's the type of player that would interest them as well.